had a flock of new dragons land at our door during the last WizKids unboxing, which you can see up there in the corner of your screen. As always, many thanks to WizKids for sending it our way to review. And I wanted to start with this one, the Adult Brass Dragon, because this is the best one to invite to your parties. They're happy, they love to chat, to the point where they will follow you around like a stalker until you give them a good conversation. They may even knock you out with sleeping gas if you don't entertain them properly. On second thought, maybe they're not the best ones to invite to your parties. Let's see how this one looks on the table though, as we get to know the Adult Brass Dragon. Today's video is brought to you by Hit Point Press. The Imperfect sale is going on now. Get Imperfect animated spell decks, condition decks, the Deck of Illusions, and the Humblewood book or box set today for a massive discount. Supplies are limited, so be sure to check it out now using the info icon in the corner or the links below. Yes, Adult Brass Dragons prize meaningful conversations above all else, to an unhealthy degree, which can make encounters with them very interesting. You can definitely frame them as social battles. If you don't properly engage and entertain the Brass Dragon, it can turn somewhat hostile toward you in a non-lethal sort of way. It may just not let you leave until you've properly completed your social obligation. Similarly, as far as loot goes, they covet magic items that can entertain them socially. Things like intelligent weapons, or magic lamps that have genies inside, or anything intelligent that can help them while away the hours conversing with the awakened flowers. As we know, dragons in D&D are differentiated by their breath weapons, their preferred lair locations, and their choice of loot. The Brass Dragon lives in sunny, arid locations and will often bury its treasure in the sand, which can make for some very interesting desert encounters if your party happens to uncover a treasure chest in their desert travels. If they open it up and steal what's inside, the DCs on those performance and diplomacy checks with the dragon might go up as that inevitable social battle comes into play. As for their breath weapons, they get two: Fire Breath that shoots out in a 90-foot line that's 10 feet wide, and a Sleep Breath that extends into a 90-foot cone. It'll straight up knock you unconscious for 10 minutes if you fail the DC 21 con save. Of course, you can learn more in the Monster Manual and Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, and you can see our review of that book up there in the corner of your screen there. An Ancient Brass Dragon appears in Rise of Tiamat, and you can certainly use this mini for that one. The mini itself is nicely designed and painted. When you compare it to some of our minis of younger Brass Dragons, you can see how the color deepens over time, which I think is a nice touch. And it does look different enough from the other metallics to feel unique. Turns out a lot of metals are roughly yellow to orange to red in color. You do start to feel for designers at WizKids who have to think of like 30 different poses for all these dragons though. If you've had some interesting encounters with a Brass Dragon, please let me know down below. The Adult Brass Dragon here is expected to land in the next couple of weeks for an MSRP of $99.99, but I am seeing it on pre-order for as low as $80 online, so do shop around. Let me know what you think about it. One more metallic to go, the Copper Dragon, which we'll be reviewing here this week, so stay tuned for that. But next up is the Adult Topaz Dragon, which is definitely one of the most unique dragon minis we've gotten yet, so be sure you're subscribed to see that. If you're interested in adopting yourself a little Kobold plush, you can see all the ones currently up for adoption over at HeroPlus.com. We're still working to get our next Kickstarter off the ground. We want everything to be perfect before we launch, so stay tuned on that front. And you can find us on social media on one of these sites over here. For now though, stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I will see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.